Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monal if you're new here, and today I'm going to be talking about all the books I read this month, which is November. I didn't read a lot of books this month, just like the previous month, just because I feel like November has been like really hectic. I've been so intent on making sure everything goes well this semester, so I've just mostly focused on university, but I did try to catch up on reading by going through some short novellas or books under 200 pages or 300 pages. That is what I mostly read. So I'm just gonna open Goodreads because sometimes I forget the books I've read. The first book I read this month is Five Little Pigs by Agatha Christie, and this is a Hercule Poirot mystery. And I don't know which like book number it is in the series. If I find out, I'll make sure to mention it in the video. But yeah, this book is pretty different from normal detective stories. Like, in normal stories, you have a murder that happens or somebody goes missing, and then the detective comes in and starts investigating. But in this one, Hercule Poirot, the detective, is actually investigating a case that took place about 16 years ago. So the story starts off with this woman, Carla, who finds Hercule Poirot and tells him about a letter she received from her mother. In this letter, her mother states that murdered her father and that she's actually innocent. So Carla wants to, prove her innocence and asks Hercule Poirot to go investigate all the suspects from when that case happened and talk or like interview everyone who was like involved in the case or who were there at the time when murder took place. So Hercule Poirot does that, and you just get to read all his interviews and meet all the people who are involved in the case. I actually started this book in October, but I was going through a bit of a reading slump and it took me a long time, and I finally ended up finishing this book in the first week of November. I mean, not that this book was boring, it was good. The ending didn't really surprise me, sadly. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was not, I guess, not surprise per se, but mostly that, it didn't really shock me. Usually, if an ending does that, then I'm more likely to give it like 5 stars. So I ended up giving this one 4 stars. But yeah, it was really good. It's a little slow, obviously. It's just, mostly just interviews and stuff. So yeah, this book was pretty good. Then I read Defense Zone by Jodie Oliver, and I was lucky enough to receive an arc of this book. It's best friends to lovers romance. It's childhood best friends to lovers romance, and it's an romance. So LGBTQ, all that. So it's about these two best friends, Zach and Carter, who've known each other since they were 6. And Zach has always been in love with Carter, and Carter was just, he was never aware about this. And now in the present, Zach plays hockey, professional hockey, and Carter plays professional football. And Zach decides that, it's time for him to like kind of let Carter go, move on, and get over his crush for him. So he tries to do that, and ends up like distancing himself from Carter. And Carter gets worried that, why is my best friend behaving like this? Why isn't he talking to me anymore? And then it's like he realizes that, oh, he's into men, and specifically he's into his best friend Zach. And so now he has to go back and try to convince. Hey guys, I was editing the video right now and I realized I didn't really speak much about Defensive Zone by Jodie Oliver. And yeah, just to expound on what the book is about, it's childhood best friends to lovers, romance, and I breezed through this book. Like, I really enjoyed the book. I love a good best friends to lovers story, especially if it happens to be sports romance. Both the guys are sports players. Like I said, Zach is a hockey player and Carter is a football player, and the sacrifices they make for each other is so good. It just melted my heart reading the story.
And yeah, I just had a lot of fun reading the story. I remember I finished in like almost a day. Well, at least if you count the number of hours I read it. So, like, I finished it really quickly. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, anyways, after this, I read another arc which is called About Love and Revenge by D.A. Lemoyne, and this is the second book in the Lycaeus family series, which follows, and it follows the first book, which I don't remember, unfortunately, because that book was so. The first book, when I read the arc of that, I thought it was like okay, not the best romance I've read out there, but this one was actually really good. It was a lot more romantic than the first one. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it's also enemies to lovers romance, and it's like there's a bit of an age gap, but it's not central to the plot or anything, and. The girl, I think her name is Elena. So Elena and the guy's name is Odin, and in this book Elena is actually his enemy's daughter, and Odin is like intent on destroying Elena's father, and but Odin also has a soft spot for her and makes sure that she's safe and protected, and he actually moves her from Greece to New York and like takes care of her. And yeah, I just really liked this book. It was so much better. I gave it 4 stars. And yeah, that is about love and revenge. Then I read a novella called Something Unintended by Rory Maxwell, which is also an LGBTQ book. It's an romance, and it's about this guy, Eli. It's about this guy Eli who gets dumped on the day before his graduation, and he's pretty upset, but he decides that he's still going to go on their couples trip to this small town that celebrates like Pride Month. So they have like Pride Parade and fair and whatnot, and he goes there and he strikes up a fling of sorts with this bartender called Hunter. I thought it was okay. It kind of felt cheesy to me, like the things they were saying to each other, it was super cheesy. So yeah, I mean, it was a quick read, so that was pretty great. And yeah, it's less than 200 pages, I think. So I finished it in like a day. And then after this, I read another novella called Ants in Santa's Pants by Amy Award. And this is like a Kingsman series book, like novella. So Kingsman series is the one that she's currently writing. Like each sibling gets their own book, and this novella is about their cousin's book Levi, and it's a forced proximity romance. They kind of get stuck in a storm, and like they're in this little cabin, and like the electricity goes out, and they have to keep each other warm, if you know what I mean. It was cheesy, and I thought it was okay. I mean, I would have wished it was a full novel, because there would be a lot of build-up and stuff, and obviously you can expect build-up with novellas because they have to wrap everything up in those limited number of pages. I thought it was okay. Nothing special as such, but still pretty good. It made me laugh. Then I read another arc, the third arc this month, which is called Last Home for Evelyn by Kami Werfel. And in fact, Kami Werfel was kind enough to open sign-ups to review her book as an arc, and I signed up, received it, and I read it and I really liked it. It's the first book I've ever read by this author, and it was pretty good. It's a grumpy sunshine. Well, not okay, yeah, maybe. Okay, so it's a grumpy sunshine novel with, I hate everyone in the world but you trope. Like he doesn't really hate everyone, but like he's so distant with like all his friends, and the only person he's ever allowed to get close to him is the girl. And the girl and the guy, like Evie and Ryder, initially got to know each other as kids when they were put in the same foster home, and then they get separated when they're in their teens when Evie gets adopted into a new family. And now in the present, when they're in their 20s, they meet again, and you know, they want to like pick up on their like relationship and start a life together, but Ryder is caught up in some dark stuff which could get him killed if he tried to get away from that life. So he has to, you know, try and resolve that before he and Evie can like peacefully live together. So yeah, that is what the book is about, and I really liked it. And I might end up reading the first two books in the series. This is the third one. The name of the series is The Last Series. So yeah, this book was pretty great. I finished this yesterday, and the review for this book will be out on Instagram today evening. And yeah, speaking of review, like reading books, I'm thinking of starting another novella called Hunkers Under the Holly by Amy Award. It's another novella which is a prequel to the Kingsman series. I've already downloaded my copy of the book. I just need to get around to reading it. Hopefully I can finish it today, but we'll see. I also have like exams to study for, so I'm not sure. I might study today, or I might just do it tomorrow on Sunday. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I don't just talk about books I've read, I also make like specific, you know, specific genres themed, or like, you know, book recommendations, so you can go check it out. And yeah, just thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in my next video very soon. Bye.